let's get right into it. Number 10. The magic hole in airplane windows. Ever notice that tiny hole at the bottom of airplane windows? Don't worry, it's not a mistake. It's actually a tiny hero keeping you safe up in the sky. Airplane windows are made of 3 layers, kind of like a glass sandwich. That little hole in the middle layer does 2 big jobs. First, it helps balance air pressure. When you're flying at 35,000 feet, the pressure outside is super low. Inside the plane, it's cozy. The hole lets just enough pressure go between the layers, so your inner window doesn't pop from the stress. Second, it keeps the window from fogging up. It works like a mini dehumidifier, so you don't feel like you're staring out of a shower door. This tiny hole handles wild temperatures, from -60 degrees Fahrenheit outside to around 70 degrees inside. Small hole, huge job. Number 9. Bubble wrap walls. Back in 1957, 2 inventors in a New Jersey garage had a wild idea. They wanted to make 3D wallpaper. Yep, walls that looked bumpy and cool, like something from a sci-fi movie. So they sealed air between 2 plastic sheets and thought, wow, this will look amazing on walls. Spoiler alert, it didn't. The wallpaper didn't stick well, looked kind of silly, and no one wanted it. Total flop. But instead of giving up, these 2 looked at their bumpy plastic and thought, what else could this be good for? Around that time, computers were becoming a big deal, and companies like IBM needed something to protect those expensive machines when shipping them. Boom! Bubble wrap was reborn as packaging. The bubbles were perfect, light, cheap, and great at stopping stuff from breaking. At one point, they even tried using it to keep greenhouses warm. In fact, they came up with over 400 different uses. But in the end, bubble wrap found its true calling, protecting fragile stuff and making people smile when they pop it. So next time you squish a bubble, think a failed wallpaper idea for the fun. Number 8. The mystery hole in your padlock. Ever notice that tiny hole at the bottom of your padlock? No, it's not a mistake. It's actually a clever little lifesaver. Padlocks often live outside in rain, snow, and all kinds of weather. Without that tiny hole, water could get trapped inside and turn your lock into a rusty mess. That little hole lets the water drain out, keeping your lock from becoming a mini swimming pool. But wait, it gets better. That hole also helps you fix a sticky lock. If your lock stops turning easily, just grab some lock oil, aim it at the hole, and squirt. The oil goes inside and helps all the tiny parts move smoothly again. No need to take the whole thing apart or throw it away. In cold weather, that hole also stops water from freezing inside your lock and breaking it. So next time you see that little hole, remember, it's not useless. It's a superhero in disguise. Number 7. Tape measure tricks. That wiggly metal hook at the end of your tape measure? It's not broken, it's brilliant. Look closely and you'll see a tiny notch in it. That's made to grab onto nails or screws. So if you're working alone and need to measure something way up high, just hook it on and let the tape hold itself. And those little jagged teeth on the metal end, they're not just for show. If you forget your pencil, again, you can drag those teeth across wood or drywall to make a quick mark. Boom! Instant line. Oh, and guess what? The metal tip moves on purpose. It slides back and forth just a little to adjust for its own thickness. That way, your measurement is still accurate whether you're measuring from the inside or outside. So next time you use a tape measure, remember, it's not just smart, it's tool nerd genius in your pocket. Number 6, the tiny jean pocket. Ever wonder what that teeny tiny pocket inside your jeans is for? It's not just there to lose coins or store lint. Back in 1873, when Levi Strauss made the first blue jeans, this little pocket had a very cool job. It was made for pocket watches. Before smartphones existed, people used fancy little clocks they carried around called pocket watches. They were super expensive and super important, kind of like a time-telling treasure. So Levi added a special mini pocket just for them. It was small enough to keep the watch safe and tight, but big enough to grab it quickly. He even added copper rivets, those shiny metal dots, to make it strong, so it wouldn't rip no matter how often you reached in. Today, most people don't carry pocket watches anymore, but the tiny pocket stayed. Now people use it for coins, guitar picks, or mysterious things we'll never understand. So the next time you see that little pocket, remember, it's not useless. It's a leftover from a time when your jeans were holding history right on your hip. Number 5. Bobby pin mystery line. Ever seen that wavy line on one side of a bobby pin and thought, what's that for? Surprise? It's not just for looks. That wavy side is actually the secret grip. The little waves act like tiny teeth that grab your hair and keep the pin in place, just like the tread on your sneakers helps you not slip. Here's the trick. The wavy side goes down, flat side goes up. That way, your hair stays neat, and the pin holds strong all day. Put it in upside down, and your hair will slip out faster than ice cream on a hot sidewalk. Hairstylists have known this forever. Now you do too. Number 4. Margin mouse defense. Did you know paper margins weren't just made for teacher notes or doodles? A long time ago, paper was super precious, and people didn't want to waste a single word. But guess what? Mice loved nibbling on paper, especially the edges. These little snack monsters didn't care about your important letter. They just wanted the corners. So paper makers got smart. They left blank space around the edges, kind of like crusts on a sandwich. That way, if a mouse took a bite, it wouldn't ruin the good stuff in the middle. These blank zones became known as margins. Later, people started using them to write side notes or draw when they got bored. So the next time you're doodling in the margins during math class, thank a hungry mouse for that extra space. Number 3. Bread tag secrets. You know that tiny plastic clip that keeps your bread bag closed? It's not just there for fun. And no, it's not trying to drive you crazy when it won't open. Some people say the color tells you what day the bread was made, like blue for Monday or green for Tuesday. But that's more myth than fact. The real reason? Those colors help the bakery sort things fast, like which kind of bread came from which machine. Think of them like team colors for bread-making machines. Red might be for wheat bread, blue for white, and yellow for something fancy. And these little tags are actually tiny genius inventions. They've got special grooves to grip the bag just right. Not too loose, not too tight. Even the hole in the middle is on purpose. It helps machines grab them super fast. So next time you're peeling one off your bread, remember, it's not just plastic. It's a mini bread superhero in disguise. Number 2. Play-Doh's secret life. Guess what? Before Play-Doh was the fun, squishy stuff you used to make pizzas, puppies, and space aliens, it had a super boring job. Back in the 1930s, Play-Doh was a wall cleaner. Yep, people used it to scrub black soot off their wallpaper. Homes used coal to stay warm, and that made the walls super dirty. So this sticky putty was like a wall eraser. But then, heating systems got better. No more coal meant no more dirty walls. Suddenly, the company had mountains of putty, and no one to buy it. Total disaster. But wait, a smart teacher saw the putty and thought, hey, this is softer than that hard modeling clay kids hate. So she gave it to her students, and they loved it. They squished it, rolled it, and made silly shapes. The company got an idea. Add fun colors, give it a new name, and boom, Play-Doh was born. They sent samples to schools, kids went wild, and soon stores couldn't keep it on the shelves. Even the TV show Captain Kangaroo showed off all the cool stuff kids could make. So yeah, Play-Doh went from cleaning walls to building dinosaurs. Talk about a glow-up. Number 1. The mystery of the Converse holes. Have you ever noticed the 2 little holes on the side of Converse sneakers? Nope, they're not just for decoration. Back in the old days, basketball players wore these shoes to play for hours in hot, sweaty gyms. Their feet would get super sweaty, like tiny water parks in their shoes. So Converse added those holes to help air move in and out. It was like giving your feet tiny windows to breathe through. And there's more. Those holes also helped let out moisture, so the shoes didn't get too heavy. Because when you're jumping for that big shot, the last thing you want is soggy, heavy shoes slowing you down. These holes were so helpful that even the first U.S. Olympic basketball team used them. Today, even if you're not dunking basketballs, those little holes are still working hard to keep your feet cool. Plus, some creative people use them to make cool and funky lacing styles. So the next time you see them, give a little thanks to the tiny holes that saved feet everywhere from becoming sweat puddles. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.